Hello, my name is Bendali Ayoub. I am an industrial management engineer, and today I am going to present you my work during my end of study project inside the MSL lab. My work consists on studying the p-doped titanium dioxide anode upon electrochemical lithium extraction insertion using Operando Raman spectroscopies and Operando X-ray diffraction. I will begin by giving you a general idea about how the Raman spectroscopy method works and how it can help us understand the changes that happen in the structure on the atomic scale and follow these changes during cycling. Inside a crystal, molecules can vibrate with a given vibrational frequencies. Each crystal is characterized by its own well-defined vibrational modes, and each mode matches what is called a phonon that can change its energy with a specific value. In our experiments, the active material is exposed to a laser. The photons from the laser interact with the powder crystal molecules, causing them to vibrate and exchange the energy with the received light. The change in wavelength from the initial laser monochromatic light matches the change in energy of the vibrational mode. By counting these changes and making a histogram, we can have figures like this one that shows a series of peaks that match the vibrational mode with a given energy. At MSL Lab, we have a specific cell that ensures a total isolation of the active materials from air and at the same time a visible access to the active material. In our experiments, we cycled 4 doping levels 0%, 2%, 5%, and 10% and applied the Raman spectroscopy each 15 minutes with a C rate of C/20. This left us with the data of over 1,200 spectra, and each spectra is a function of over 400 points. This amount of data is quite impossible to manipulate manually. That's why we thought of using data analysis in Python programming software. So I made a whole list of functions that make the data more useful, from filtering and smoothing to normalizing, getting the peaks and tracking their movements, and coupled this data with the electrochemical one to get the voltage of each spectra and other useful information. Then I began with a video visualization and heat maps for the different doping levels. From these visualizations, we observed that there is a list of phases that appears during cycling in a specific voltages and state of charges, and the way they appear changes from a doping level to another. So the next step is to detect these phases using a data analysis method and quantify the changes of their proportion during cycling. Using some bibliographic information, we understood that there is a linear relationship between the concentrations of a material and its spectra. Then using the two data science notions, correlation and hierarchic clustering, we could make clusters of spectra. Then after filtering them and comparing between the 4 doping levels, we arrived at 3 main phases that appears in the material. Using a simple linear regression, we could detect and quantify the change of the proportions of the 3 phases using 4 cycles of the 4 doping levels. From these graphs, we got many information. The first one is that in the first cycle, all the doping levels behave the same, especially during the first lithiation. As an hypothesis that we have here, the phosphor P is not included in the crystallographic structure and does not affect the vibrational modes. What is more remarkable is that just after the first cycle, the material does not behave the same. The main changes are that with the increasing of the doping levels, the exchange between the phases during cycling decreases, less apparition of the red and blue phases, and in the 10 doping level, we can see that the exchange between the phases decreases with time. The main hypothesis over the cause of these changes is that lithiation causes the phosphor to get into the structure, and which leads to a more stable phase and less exchange between the phases during cycling, which may be the cause of the increased electrochemical performances.